Alrighty, I think we're good to go. Oh, I forgot to load up PIU tracker again. So it's mostly just going to be grinding out more perfect games on 17, 18 things. So I just need to see where I'm at here. Let's load my data. So this will definitely be the last time I stream until I get back from my little trip this week. So we'll at least get most of this done. Alright, well, looks like we're starting with Bad Apple full, so we'll do that. Why do I keep losing my towel? Unless, did you pick up my towel for laundry? Because I'm just like, where's the towel? It's like every single time it's magically moving. So, let's start with this, and then we're just going to go through the other 17s. There's not too many more singles left to do, but I have a lot of doubles to do, so it's going to be long. I was scared I was gonna drop a hold and have to do the whole thing again. I'm also surprised that hasn't been upgraded to 18. Like, it's fun, but it's also really hard at the end. Like, I'm honestly surprised, like, it's still a 17, because that's a nasty run at the end. Dark side. Dark side, dark side. Get with the purple Tennessee stuff. Thanks. Everyone say hi to our favorite Devitt. I really tried to do those as 16s, and I didn't get punished. Slipped into the end because I wasn't paying attention. You get to hear that again, so I hope your eardrums weren't raptured too badly there. Like, I like the song, but it is loud. And a lot of noise. So we'll do that again.
Game over!
That chart is really fun, though. Like, every chart for this is really fun. And I wasn't even really impressed with the song when I first heard it, but it really grew on me. Unfortunately, we get to do that again. So, I mean, fortunate because it's fun to play, but unfortunate because I kind of need to hurry so I can move on to the other things. So let's try and pay a little bit more attention to the rhythms at the end. Hi, Toaster. I think they're great. They're probably underrated as a whole in terms of like level, but they're fun. They're very fun. Like I think Refros really went out to impress on his first like full chart set. I think everything for this is really fun to play and fitting. Hey, Regent. Like, I genuinely think that's one of the neatest modern 17s. This is not the right.
Difficulty so level 11. Level 17.
Now we have this turret. I used to like this one, but the more I play it, the more I'm just like, eh. It's mostly just a little weird, but that's kind of the song in general. Like right there, the jacks can't decide what part of the beat they want to be on. Sometimes they're on the beat, sometimes they're 16th before. So it gets very messy. Even though I like the pattern. It's just such a weird chart because it definitely borrows from S21, even though it wasn't even written by the same person.
New record!
Darkside is definitely loud, but I'm pretty sure Origami and Yellow are louder. The Yellow is really loud.
Next.
Congrats on finishing Uniware. Go enjoy your vacation. Please enjoy your vacation. Do it for me. Alright, now we're wrapping up singles on one of the harder 17s to do. What's that, Shadow? Oh my god. Too far. This one's very fun to play, but it also has its challenges. It was very difficult as a 16 before XX. Whoopsie. Yeah, if you get started on the wrong foot on that, you get what happened to me.
Hey,
So, whoops. Gotta watch it. Gotta look ahead just enough. It's okay. I kind of expect to take more tries on this one only because the ending's actually a little tricky. And the middle, too. But this was Diamashra's first original song for K-pop, and it still holds up nicely.
Difficulty zone level 10. Level 17.
His Allegro series is good, and even though this is my least favorite of the trilogy, it's still a good song. It's got a good set of charts, and I will fight to the death about the quality of D19. I think D19 is really cool for what it is. Like, when Prime 1 released, this was definitely very much a standout chart in a good way. Because the early reception to Prime 1's initial song list was not really that great as a whole.
New record!
So this one really stood out as being something feeling like polished and fresh.
Next
Because Prime 1's early time was filled with drills. I have like 20 of these to go, so it's gonna be a long amount.
Level 17. Difficulty zone single.
Now, if you want to play Kirby games, play short ones. Play like Dreamland 1. Dreamland 1 is really short. It's like, if you're playing casually, it's a 20-minute game.
Series zone.
Like, it isn't the most polished, but it's a good one for what it is.
Series zone. Difficulty zone level 16. Level 17.
The earlier ones are also a good length. Like, they're balanced just right. Oh, that's a good question. I'm not even sure I can answer that. I don't know what I would pick as my overall for all charts. Like, that is a tough question. That is a genuinely tough question. I probably should turn my speed back down. This used to be rated as 16. Oh my goodness. Definitely was the same difficulty as Hate Don't Hate. Yep. That made a lot of sense back then. Or rated lower than Fantastic Baby. Like, it's a perfectly fine chart, it's just really tough for what it is. exact same thing, but now you have taps. So it expands on it. That was about as much of a 16 as Sorcerer's was a 17. I've not played Kirby games. My knowledge of Kirby games is generally locked to older ones. Honestly, I think like the last Kirby game that was most recent that I played through fully was probably Canvas Curse. Which, I love that game to death. I know some people complain about it, but I love Canvas Curse. That is my favorite Kirby game. It's just very unique. In a really cool way. I don't have health for the next one. Like, but emulating it is tough, because it is a DS game. So if you want something that's like more console viable, I always recommend Kirby 64. I love Kirby 64. Out of like all the platformer ones, that's my favorite. It starts only in the middle four, it's just completely straight. I was expecting it to go to the other side, and I almost didn't get back in time.
Absolutely perfect!
That's unfortunate.
Wow!
Yeah, unfortunately, just arcade-level hardware for consumers is just still expensive. This is a lot of why I got rid of my old controllers.
Game over!
I don't really buy new ones anymore. I had my fun with Voltex and 2DX, but I really don't play them. And honestly, the more I try and play Voltex when I get a chance, the less I enjoy playing it. Because now I'm just getting annoyed by camera effects more than anything else now. It's what it is. I still have my Papa controller, but I haven't played lively in like 2 years. So maybe I should bother actually setting that up again. Well, you never know. Like, how the hell did I do a bunch of stuff on unmodded DX pads back in the day? Even I'm just like, wow. There's this infamous chart. Let's turn the speed way down. Honestly, you make do with what you got. That's just how it is. Forgot the stops are still in this chart. Why are the stops still in this one? It is definitely NX era BPM. I'm pretty sure he made like all his NX charts in a hurry. Yeah, the slowdowns are gone, but the stops are still there. Good consistency, right? That's on me though, I should know better. It's WeXDAPA. I should know better about the rhythms. Let me also remind you that this used to be rated a 15 for a long time. And you're gonna see that's a freaking lie. Yep. 15 back then.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! Next stage.
I don't mind the chart itself. I just question the rating back then. Like, even for NX, that was like a little and then it was never adjusted. In fact, it might have actually been rated higher first and they brought it down. I wouldn't have doubted it. Oh.
New tunes. Difficulty zone level 15, level 17.
That's at least one of the most annoying ones out of the way, so. We just keep going. I'll let it run out. Let me see those Benuis in chat. Still fun.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! New record!
19 NNX2 and then down to 15 NNXA. Wow. Wow. Yeah, NXA, they just brought the ratings down on things for no reason. I think one of the worst examples of this was Greenhorn Nightmare, which went from 15 to 13 for no reason. No. No. Because that is still a hard-ass set of patterns. 5X does not matter that much. Like, maybe it might help a bit, but as a whole, it don't help that much to bump it down 2 ratings.
New tunes. Level 18.
Leptin Stray. I forget what, like, leptins are. It's like something about charges, but I can't remember, like, what exactly the science is behind it. So we went from one OSync chart to another OSync chart. better 17s. I don't even really like this song that much, but that's still one of the better D17s in the modern era.
Absolutely perfect!
Like, there's lots of little cool things going on with the movement. So, it definitely makes it fun to play. Charts for this are fun to play.
Level 72. Difficulty zone reading turnpike.
Apparently I still need to play this. This might have rolling brackets, so this might take a while. We're gonna see. God, that's late. We'll see if we got it clean. The difficulty is so lopsided because everything at the beginning is so hard and then it's trivial at the end.
Absolutely perfect!
Good.
Next
Like I said, the sync on that's really late, so rolling brackets are even more annoying. Also, this was one of the few times we've had content change in the middle of a game. Because when it was released, the shortcut was actually a bit different. And then, like, the next update or something, it was immediately changed into something else. Like, into the current cut instead of charts. Yeah, nobody really knows it exists. I think it's fine for what it is. It just doesn't really have anything enticing to play for most people. But it's a good one to check out if you just need something to play.
shortcut. Original online difficulty zone level 15.
Speaking of things that I forget even exist. This song's even really recent, but it just doesn't spark in my head.
Wow!
Like, charts are at least reasonable to play. It's just one of those things that just, it doesn't do anything wrong. It just doesn't do anything to impress me. But I do get a few of those every game, so it's fine. Hungarian. Okay.
New tunes. K-pop. Difficulty so level 17.
We were actually talking about this yesterday during stream. Every upper chart for this is very good. Like, genuinely very good. Definitely a song where you can get the most out of it, like, in charts. Even if the song is not terribly great, you can get a lot in charts if you know what to do. This one's fine. That just is so good with the song. It's just so fun to play.
Absolutely perfect! Next
Like,
stage.
it doesn't have to be super hard to be interesting. There's lots of little things happening, and there's enough rest in between everything. Definitely one of the, well, the thing is, like, the beginning of FSDX was still very impressive as a whole with content. But this one stood out in a good way. I've got another shortcut.
Level 17.
I should have just done these back to back. I like the XX opening as a song, but not really one to play. So hopefully we can just get this in one try. have mixed feelings on this chart because once you get into the chorus, it finds its groove. But before then, it's a little bit messy.
Absolutely perfect!
Yeah, it definitely ramps up, but it's pretty tough at the end.
New record!
The ending's fine. But like I said, it takes forever to like find its footing.
Game over!
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard to say what to do considering EXE probably just wrote him on his own. The uppers are very much a love-hate situation. Those were probably written completely on their own because every other chart at the time was written by B&E.
New teams. Difficulty zone level 17.
Speaking of things that were originally written by B&E, that's a good tie-in right here to this one. Even though this isn't one of his charts. This one's a good one, though. I'm happy this ended up being the winner in the contest. Which is funny, because she was second and I was third for this, for the contest. But I'm happy this one won, because this one's good. And I think this was the right choice. Like the use of taps here, very smart. Very good use of taps. And patterns are appropriately simplified for this difficulty. It's good. Yeah, this was the one you beat me on, because this was the only one we both placed in together.
Absolutely perfect!
Ironically, the only other ones we placed on, if I remember right, were Yogg, but it was single for you and double for me. That's what I'm remembering. I specifically remember double because no chart was actually selected to be put in the game, unfortunately. Like, even the first place one was not considered good enough. Yeah, I get why they were taken, but there was definitely a big blow up about it. Well, now you don't have to worry because they're no longer in the game. Where am I going? I really do appreciate the PGA being a good tribute to the original like title card.
Absolutely perfect! Wow!
Yep.
New record!
And I'm pretty sure those were male people.
Like you've got the vibe in the VGA, and that's what really most important. You've got the vibe of it. Now we go to one of my least favorite remotes. It's not even like one of the fun charts either, so I'm like, eh. Like, if you give me D22 for this, I'll shut up. Everything else is either fine, but whatever, and S20 is like, no thanks. It's a perfectly fine chart and good for what it is. It's just the song does not hold my attention. It is what it is.
Absolutely!
Well, it was a contest winner, so still congrats. It
Game over!
took me a while to warm up the stuff in the second contest.
Well, I have problems with the background
Why?
because it interrupted my background.
Well. Oh well.
Well, they stuff from 1949, but they keep this.
Yep. Don't try and justify the logic.
Level 17. But that...
There's just no way to justify it. Is it me or is that effect like really early? I don't think it was like that before. Game over. check if that effect was really like that at the beginning of Phoenix. Because that felt like really early.
Absolutely perfect!
It wouldn't be the first time they made an update that didn't touch a song but still managed to screw it up anyways. Shout outs to Hypercube S17 if y'all remember that. Like, that one was especially baffling because the song supposedly didn't get touched in that update. It didn't get any new charts or anything. But somehow, there was one hell of a mod mess going on for one update, and they had to fix it the next. Like I've already done D21 for this, so this should be easy in comparison, I hope. I like how this part was simplified in this chart as well. That one still really holds up well. Like, you can tell it's an old style from the patterning, but it's still good and interesting. I kind of wish we had something like this stuff.
Absolutely perfect!
I wish we just
Next
had more
stage.
breakbeat in general. Again, don't get a whole lot of that. 8 more doubles. 8 more. Home stretch. Ducky. Ducky. Whack. Very whack. I do like the cartoon duck more in this title card than the original ITG banner. Like, the little toy ducky is kind of cute, but I like the cartoon duck more. Especially when you have Russia.
Round the dog is the best.
Yeah, it's a shame it's not in this game.
It's a shame the skin is not in this game. Especially when you add Dizzy and Drunk to it.
Yeah, then you really get drunk ducks. We've got the two of the game songs together.
New tuners. Difficulty zone level 17, level 16.
I got Pavane and Paimon to get. I kind of agree with Kara on this one now. This chart starts fine, and then it kind of gets worse at the end. This is a good song. That's a nice BGA. It wants to be an unfold of single for a while, then tries to do its own thing. It gets a little messy.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! New
So I think Lyrebird did that because this was for Lyrebird's first work in Fiesta 2 for VGAs. But as you can imagine, probably about 6 years later, he was like, let me redo this and have something better on my portfolio.
Next stage.
Well, VSTX.
Hmm?
I'm not sure if Metal Rider or Bowman came first.
For VGAs?
Yeah, like on his channel. He made them before they were.
Well, like my point is that he wanted something updated. Like he wanted something updated for his portfolio, and I agree. This looks nice. It's in HD resolution. Like the older one was nice too, but this one's just more fitting with the church theme. I'm sure he did that out of his pocket just because he wanted to, not because somebody asked him to. And this kind of ties into development too. Like the people like that are contracted only work on what they want to do unless they're specifically assigned something. I think Squar is an easy to DJ artist. We just don't have other info. I think this is a cool chart for what it is, but I know it's not very well liked. Like, I legitimately like that, but I can understand why a lot of people wouldn't.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! New! Next
Yeah,
scene.
Pine Knot is not exactly my favorite, but at least out of all the ones they put from missions to arcades, they at least didn't keep the one I hate most.
Still has only 4 charts.
Pine Knot?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to work with it. Well, Osing did. That's why we got an upper double, which is quite fun and really cool, but tough. Yeah, it was an OT jam at one point, but it's licensed as Punk Original now. I don't know what the terms of that were. Chart just exists because the song just exists.
Absolutely perfect!
Honestly, this would have worked better in Chrono Circle.
New record!
I think this actually would have been great for Chrono Circle, but in Pump, I don't know, man. Yeah, the BGA. BGA being a direct tribute to Second is definitely a choice. Also, Michael. Michael.
Game over.
I'm amazed they named him. They actually gave him a name. Alright, how many more we got? We got 4 more? 4 more.
New teams. Difficulty zone level 17.
So 4 more 17s, and then I guess we'll start 18s. This one feels so bare without the gimmicks now. Like, yeah, the gimmicks were extra annoying, but without them, the chart's really bare. also, you dolts, not only did you change it from 573, you didn't even make it an even 600 combo.
Absolutely perfect!
Like, come on. If you're gonna change the combo, at least make it pretty looking. Now it's not 573 as a joke, nor even an even 600. It's not that hard. Anyways, I wish this would get modern charts. I unironically love Money as a song. It's very silly, and I love that silliness. And the VGA is great for this. Another 601 combo. Just nice coincidence. What about Michael? Yep.
Absolutely perfect!
That character in the very back.
New record!
On top. That's Michael.
I like this joke. It's like it's done, but it's.
It's inoffensive, but it's not good. Honestly, I should just probably make a UCS of this, because I actually have some ideas, and I haven't made a UCS in a while.
Yay, go, go, go. When he needs one of.
Well, thankfully, yeah. Mine too, because the earliest game I've actually played is only Exceed 1. I've not played any of the MK3 mixes, and probably for the best. Okay, I need to do Cannon D, because I don't have enough health. Hey, guess what? I get to play your favorite 14 after this. Yeah. Like I want to like this chart more than I do, because there are some good ideas.
I guess I just don't like so much reference.
Well, it's not just that. It's just
Wow! New record!
the pacing of the patterning feels very off in terms of difficulty in movement. It's just really off in places. And there was one part where we did a stair to go to the middle, so the movement was right, but rhythm-wise it was an eighth note behind, an eighth note ahead, so you kind of stopped in a weird spot. I don't know, like, I want to like that chart more than I do. But the other chart that they had picked for the contest also had a share of problems, so I guess they just decided to keep it. Bless you.
Game over!
I guess single is just less ambitious, so it has less places to be
Screw up.
ambitious.
Alright, one more.
New teams! Difficult series zone! Remix!
Reminder, this was a 14 for a long time. I don't even think it was originally 14. I think it was downrated to a 14. Which is incredibly baffling. See, your favorite 14. Yeah, 14.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! New record!
Yeah, the ratings just being all over this. Like, I can kind of understand for Zero being 14 because everything was condensed a bit more, and we capped at 23.
Yes.
Hi, Kyle. Well, they did. That's the thing.
Stage.
People didn't cheat things back then, unless you were like had big feet playing singles. People didn't cheat turns back then. 20 years ago was a very different time. Like, you can even see it at WPF 2006 during finals in Canada D. They're not cheating. They're turning everything as best they can, playing no bar on Canon D in 2006. Like, cheat technique was not really something most people had learned yet. It was not a common way to play. Well, back then, we didn't know any better what was intuitive or unintuitive. Remember that 0 was the time they were really learning and had really hit their stride with overall chart quality, because 0 was above and beyond for chart quality compared to everything that came before. There's very, very few bad things in 0. Most stuff that came out of 0 has held up decently well to incredibly well. Anyways, 17s are done. Cool. And arguably after, yeah, because NX1 certainly wasn't.
Phoenix. This is where you put Phoenix numbers to hear Phoenix. Phoenix, level 11,
I just want something to burn the credit on. Let's play this. Hold this in a while. Had a really sloppy start on that run.
Wow!
That's my fault.
Awesome!
Just botched that stair so bad.
Next stage.
Yeah, everything resolves if you're brave enough to turn around, just like Final Edition 2.
I mean, anyone being temple might drop the song backwards.
Yeah, just like Final Edition 2. Yeah. I just can't believe that was originally rated at 22. It's so hard. It's fun, but it's so hard. Thankfully it was changed like immediately. I didn't do my cheat strat properly. Kinda got away with it.
Absolutely perfect! Game over!
Alright, y'all. Let me get some water and then we'll decide what to do. Let's get some water. Always hydrate. Here, I brought up WPF. Let's rewind that clock a bit just to talk about stuff. Just because meta has changed so much. Like you can see at WPF 2005, players playing Dignity crazy. And if you were going for the triple holds with your feet back then, you were considered like ridiculous for attempting that in a tournament setting. Most people back then used their hands. So 20 plus years later, you can tell that the style of play has significantly changed. Like even like a few years after that WPF, it was pretty common to actually start using your feet again. Now on good pads, it's really not that hard to hold triples. Like I remember when I was, we were at Eric Holnicker's warehouse. This was like a decade ago. And he had a 0 and a GX that had barely been played at all. We're talking like 50 plays total on the coin counter. And those pads were not modern at all. You could feel it. You could feel how deep they were because that was stock recession. I still barely had to try to hold the triple holds in Dignity playing no bar. Like, that's how good pads should be. So when you had a good set of pads, it wasn't a problem. The problem is that most arcades, especially in the US, did not have good pads. I think even like home machines had this problem. I think J-Boy had to like mod his pads for his own GX at home to get them working well.
Well, it depends on the machine. We've had luck with our FXs.
You did. Every FX I've played on here has been garbage.
Well, that's because American FXs are different.
Yep. And yeah, bar wasn't permitted until 2011 when they were just like, okay, things are getting too hard. You can use the bar now. The style has just changed so much. Anyways, 17s are done. Let me boot up my 18s and see what I have on here. Just to see how much more I want to do on this. Oh, I've got a lot of 18s to do. That's a lot of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. I have 79 to play.
Are you gonna do 19s later too?
No, I think I'm gonna stop at 18s.
Yeah, because 20s you can't finish. The devil exists.
I mean, if I'm really good, I could do it.
Oh, now you can do it.
Uh-huh. But 79 18s is a little much. So honestly, I think I'm gonna stop there for this. So that I can actually start practicing for SGDQ.
Go fix your 120.
My 120?
Yeah. One that's not once.
Oh.
It was
Well,
a
it was-
shortcut.
Well, it was devil.
No, it was not devil, it was shortcut.
In 18s?
In 20s. You already fixed devil.
Him. I don't even remember what him was.
Probably played it like months
Yeah, I played it once.
It was Super Nintendo Beast Theater.
Yeah, it was.
New series.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jungle Song.
Like, so much stuff here is put in, like, kids' arcades where people stomp all the time. Not even just the kids. What a chart. What a chart.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! New record!
Yeah. Yeah. The US certainly is a place. The thing about US arcades now is that they're kind of steering away from the dance game trend again. Like, we kind of had that resurgence with DDR and SMX, but due to like all different kinds of like problems, issues, and just general changes in how people like interact with things, the dance game thing's kind of going away again in the US. Like, D&B's not upgrading anymore, so they're not going to buy anything. So Round 1's the only official way to play modern DDR. SMX always has supply issues. Pump kind of struggles compared to the usual like coin-op stuff. Like, it's it's rough for dance games in the US and from like our perspective. Keep track of which is which. Aside from like the top two. That won't be that hard. Just do that.
That's a new one.
That won't be that hard.
Absolutely perfect! Next stage.
Just get this out of the way. Just be done with this one. botch it. Also, nice 500 combo at the end.
Absolutely perfect!
Way to make absolutely nothing freaking matter.
Next stage.
I really wonder what compelled EXE to make a skill zone special shortcut. Wonder what really set him off to use this song, of all things. Because every chart for this sure is an experience. I mean, I guess if you're going to have a goofy song, you might as well have goofy charts to go with them. Yeah, D question mark 6 or something. They just kept incrementing that over and over. And all the jokes about, man, that was the hardest 6 I've ever seen. Alright. Once I get this, I'm done for the day. Because I'm probably just going to play Quake offline. Because I'm still pretty salty about that death. And I know what I should have done for it. So. Also learned my lesson to not deal with the fiends down there immediately. Much better just to deal with them later when I have the quad. Anyways. Yep. Yep.
Absolutely perfect!
What a chart.
Wow! New record!
What a chart. Thank you.
Game over!
Alrighty, y'all. That's gonna do it for stream today. Thank y'all for tuning in for both Quake and Pump. I'm gonna go eat and do some more Quake offline. And I'm gonna be out of town for a few days while I'm on vacation. So we'll see if we can do something either Saturday when I come back or Sunday afterwards. Because I don't have to go back to work for a week. But in the meantime, let me see if I can find y'all a host. And big thanks to Verelix and Dime for the raids. Always appreciate it, guys. Let's see who's doing some stuff right now. You know, I see Satan herself doing some Plants vs. Zombies. She's going to be doing that for SGDQ. Let's go say hi to Satan. Go give her some love. Alright. Like I said, go give Satan some love. Go wish her luck as she tries to PB. And I will see y'all when I get back from my trip sometime this weekend. So, thanks for watching, everyone.